Have you ever lost your keys at camp? Maybe you've been setting up camp and your dog ran off. Or maybe you've spent 20 minutes trying to get that rope over a limb so that you can hang your food outside of your camp. Oh, Today I'm going to show you 4 knots that can solve all of these problems. And stick around till the end, because one of them really isn't even a knot. We're going to start off with the timber hitch. It's one of my favorites. It's really easy, and I don't technically think it's even a knot either. So let me show you how to make it. The timber hitch. The one thing to remember on this is the key components here. If you can see where this rope's coming out at me, we're going to pretend like that this is a clock face here. This is at 6 o'clock. When you're making these wraps around this, it needs to be a minimum past 3. If you go all the way to 1 or 2, it's not going to matter. But the biggest deal is if you've got to go past the 3 o'clock so that you're getting more friction on this. And this is essentially a friction knot. It's really easy to tie. A lot of campers will use a knot like this. The thing that you have to remember is this is for a constant load only. And the key feature is you don't have to tie a knot and into your line. The way this knot works, and it's really what I'd call an adjustable friction hitch more than a knot, is you're going to start out by taking your rope and you're going to wrap it around the tree, and then you're going to cross over, and this is the line going back to the tarp, and this is our tag end. You're going to cross over this rope. It doesn't matter if you go over or under, it doesn't matter. But now we're going to start making several wraps around this, just like a lot of your other common friction type hitches where it's more of a wrap than it is an actual knot. And you can see the loose end, we don't have to have a knot. And then to tighten it up, what I'll do is I'll kind of start pulling that slack out, coming back around this direction. Again, key components of this to work correctly is you'll want to make sure that this is well past the 3 o'clock mark. That way you get the most amount of friction. You can pull on this thing all day long and it's not going to come loose. A lot of the reasons it's called the timber hitch is your guys in the logging will use stuff like this to hook up, because the added benefit, it doesn't matter how much load you're pulling, it's real easy to get loose. This is going to be for constant tension, not a bouncy load like you would see in a pickup or tying a load down in your truck or trailer. But for your constant loads like tarps, shelters, camping, that type of stuff, once you tie this thing on and you're going to have tension on it all week, maybe even a clothesline at deer camp, something like that, this is a perfect knot to use. And again, you don't have to worry about messing up the end of your rope with a knot. As we continue building our ridge line using the knot that I just showed you, the next knot we're going to do is called the Alpine Butterfly. This is a perfect knot if you need a place to hang a pot or your keys or something like that. But this is real easy. You're going to have palm up with your hand out. You're going to wrap the rope around your hand one time, and then you're going to come back on the inside, and then you're going to grab a little bit of slack with this outside one. Then it's going to go all the way through and underneath, and then as you start tightening it up, that's where it gets the name, because this is this little butterfly wings right here as you dress this knot up. And you've still got really good tension with this line basically looking like it's running straight through. And now you've got a place you can hang your pot, your lantern, coffee pot, any of that type of stuff that you don't want on the ground, maybe even a backpack. You can create this loop anywhere in your rope. You can leave it over closer to the tree. That's if I'm going to be hanging a skillet or something, I'll put it closer to the tree so that if I'm bending over picking up sticks for the campfire, I don't raise up and hit my head on the skillet. You can tie it right up next to the tree. You can bring it out here further, maybe in the middle of your ridge line to hang a lantern. But that's the beauty of this knot, is it can be tied anywhere, and now you've got a wonderful place to hang something. Speaking of things that we don't want to lose, this is a prusik loop. I've talked about prusik loops in several videos. If you want to go into more in depth, you can watch last week's video. But something that I always do, especially if I'm in the boat, if I'm in the kayak, anywhere out camping, I'm going to run a prusik loop through my keys and just going to basically make a little lark's head there so that it'll connect to your keys. Now you can put your keys in your pocket, and this extra little bit, run it through your belt. Now, I always use a bright colored paracord, especially for something important, because if these do come out and somehow maybe you're doing something and your belt's off for a little bit and your keys come off and the prusik loop comes off your belt, you want something high visibility so that you can find your keys and recover them. And before your next camping trip, spend about 3 minutes making sure that your loop is long enough that you can unlock your trailer without taking it off your belt. Buster doesn't care that your keys are secure. He just knows that you've been gone fishing for 4 hours and he wants outside right now. One of my biggest priorities I have when I get to camp is making sure that Buster stays out of trouble, stays out of the way, and make sure that I don't accidentally, when I'm moving the trailer, run over the little guy. So this next knot may be one that you like as well as I do. It is one of my favorite knots. The great thing about this knot is it's actually quick, it's easy to tie, and it's very, very secure. You could tie your horse up with this, or in our case, we're gonna be tying up Buster. This is my go-to tying up Buster knot. And the beauty of this Siberian Hitch is it's a quick release knot. So if trouble comes, you can get him out of there much quicker. It's quick, easy, and it actually comes from Siberia where it's really, really cold. So if you can picture this hand being in a mitten, you can tie this real easy using all your fingers. You don't have to have the dexterity that you would with some of the other knots. But you're gonna take this rope. This one's going around the tree. Here's the end going to Buster over here, and this is going around the tree. You're gonna make one loop around your hand, and then you're gonna bring your hand underneath that rope, and then you're gonna grab, if this was a pair of mittens, you're gonna grab this line, and then it's gonna tighten up. And then you shove it back up against the tree, and you can tighten it up a little bit more, but like I say, you don't have to have the dexterity that you do. And then that's nice and secure. It's not gonna bounce off the tree. And then as it is, again, a quick release. So we'll do that one more time, kind of show you in slow motion. You're gonna wrap around the tree. This left-hand side is the dog lead going back to the dog. This is what's coming around the tree. You're gonna wrap this around your mitten. You're gonna take your hand and bring it underneath the rope that's going back to Buster. Poke your thumb through that hole along with your mittens. Grab the bite of the rope and pull your hand back through that. And then your knot is gonna start forming here. You can cinch it up nice and tight to the tree, and this knot's not going anywhere. Siberian Hitch, really good for pet owners. And the beauty of this knot is if Bigfoot does come wandering up in your camp looking for your beef jerky, it's real easy, quick release knot. You can get your pet done. I'd rather Bigfoot get my jerky than my dog. Now, I'm not saying Bigfoot's real, but if he does wander up in your camp, it's nice to know one pull and you can be out of there with your dog. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Again, one of the other reasons I really like the Siberian Hitch is if you're wearing gloves, if it's cold out, it's also a quick release. If you got raccoons that come into camp, if you need to leave camp in a hurry, you've got a storm rolling in, you need to grab your pup, one pull, everything's free, and you can run to a more secure shelter. Ham radio operators, this one's actually for you. I thought of you specifically when I was making this video. If you've watched enough bushcraft and survival videos, you've definitely seen this. This is the Clove Hitch. And if you've watched enough of those videos, you've probably asked yourself, what in the world would I ever actually use that knot for? Well, if you're like me and you enjoy ham radios and or you've ever broken the antenna off of your emergency radio, I'm going to show you how this one knot has a lot more uses than just bushcraft. To tie this knot, it's really easy. I'll undo it so that we can kind of show you the easiest way. You can tie this on a vertical tree, but for demonstration purposes, it's much easier to practice and get it on video horizontal. But you're going to take your line, here's your loose end, you're going to take your line, you're going to wrap it over. That's creating an X. And as you come back through, you're gonna make a little bit of a space there so that you can pull that through. Now you're gonna dress it up, kind of pull it all together, and that's gonna hold pretty dang secure. There are a couple of other variations to this same knot, and if you guys would like to see it, comment down below and we can make that video happen as well. But for today, I'm going to show you something, especially if you're camping in bear country and you need to hang your backpack, or you've broke the antenna off your emergency radio, your NOAA radio, and you know weather's coming in. I'm going to show you how this one knot can be really useful. Now the cool thing about this is this is a throw line, all in one. It's also got some 16 gauge speaker wire in it so that you could use it as a makeshift antenna if you break the antenna on your NOAA radio, or you need a little more reach with your Baofeng, or if you guys are familiar with ham radio stuff at all and you're trying to hang a jungle antenna, this is a perfect kit for it. And I'm going to show you how we're going to use that same knot to get our throw line, which is number 36 bank line. The tarred version actually slides across limbs pretty dang easy, and we're going to use this bottle. We're going to fill it up with water so that we have the weight to toss it over a limb. Have you ever wondered if the bottle of water is fresh water? Oh, you guys can't even hear that. Hang on, let me put it up closer to the mic. You comment down below, let me know if this was a fresh water bottle or a salt water bottle. So this is the same knot. We're using the number 36 bank line. We're going to go around the bottle once. We're going to come back around, and then this X that's formed right here, we're going to poke this line through, and it's trickier on this smaller twine to get your finger through there. But here's our X. Hopefully you guys can see that. Grab this with my other finger, pull it through, and now we've got us a good knot that we can use as a throw line. Ah, I missed it again. Now, one of the fun things about this knot is it does come undone fairly easy, which is why it wouldn't be a good one to tie your kid's swing to, because it is under vibration going to come loose. But since this is a water bottle with a lid, we can take the lid off, and it's going to make it so much easier to get that off, pour your water out, and now you've got a multi-purpose container that you could actually use for an emergency water container if need be. But you've also got your throw line in case you need to throw an antenna, maybe a rope for a bear bag or something like that. And then you can tie your heavier line onto your throw line and get your stuff up in the tree much easier than trying to throw a big heavy line or a big heavy rope up in the tree. Last week we got a comment from one of our viewers on our rope video, and the guy says, man, he said, I've tried to learn a bunch of different knots, and he said, I do good to be able to tie my shoes when I get to camp. He said, I forget them all. But I just want to show you that even at camp, if you know how to tie your shoes, you could tie some gear up to your ridgeline nice and easy. This is our emergency radio, albeit with a broken antenna, and I'm going to show you how we're going to use just some emergency duct tape and pull a red line up and see if we can't get more channels coming in with the speaker wire attached to this. So this is our throw line, and this again is using that Clove Hitch. One more time, we're going to attach our antenna wire to this by using the Clove Hitch that we just learned. The other end of this wire, we've got it stripped off a little bit so that you've got the bare wire. Almost everybody's carrying some sort of either electrical tape or gorilla tape or duct tape, and all we're going to do, pull off about a 1-inch piece. We're going to wrap this around the broken part of the antenna and then just tape it on so that it doesn't inadvertently pop off. Now the other end of our throw line, we're just going to start dragging this up in the tree, and that's going to essentially make it seem like you've got a 16-foot long FM antenna now. YouTube will strike me when this comes on for the music, so you just have to take my word for it, but I'm going to tune into a couple of different stations real quick just to show you that even if you do break your emergency radio and you've got a little kit like that in your survival bag or your go bag, that one simple knot that you've been asking yourself, hey, what could I even use this for? Here's a couple of good ideas, especially in an emergency situation, survival situation, because these antennas break. Now here's the fun part about this. I'm actually picking up more radio stations than I ordinarily do out here, even before I broke the antenna. This is just 16 gauge, cheap Amazon wire, speaker wire.
Highs in the mid-90s.
16 foot of cable, we were able to gain 4 other channels, so that gave us a total of 5 out of the 7. Now I'm curious, what do you use the Clove Hitch for? Comment down below and let me know. Do you use it for ham radio? Have you thought about it for ham radio? Are you using it at camp, bushcraft camp? Are you using it at regular camp? Let us know, we want to hear from you. I guarantee you this, somebody else watching this video will learn something from you because you dropped it in the comment below. Here's you a fun fact, Bigfoot has been reported in 48 states. Hawaii is one of the states that he's never been reported in. So if you're in Hawaii, I guess you're okay. The rest of you, good luck. One thing I've learned after years and years of camping is knowledge weighs nothing. Sometimes a few simple knots that you can learn how to tie may save your day at camp. Knowledge can replace a lot of gear. If you enjoyed this video, check out our growing number of knot videos right here on the channel. We're building a practical library of skills that anybody can learn. We don't just camp, hike, fish, and hunt on this channel. We get outside and make stuff happen. And until next week's video comes out, I hope you all have a blessed week.